Okay, so I'm gonna start doing these type of videos, like very first reaction, early reactions to match reviews and stuff like that. So this is the first one. Obviously, I'm not gonna be changing anything else. I'm gonna be posting a match review later in the day, so it's gonna be coming out after this video that you're witnessing here. So, first reactions. I am so happy that Lamine Yamal is back. The fact that Lamine Yamal has returned and has returned with a lot of freaking fire. It does make me excited for this match against PSG because when Yamal came in, it only took like 40 seconds for him to make an impact. He was dribbling the ball like immediately, taking down the left back of the Real Sociedad and stuff like that. So he was going up and down, taking down players, and then all of a sudden, boom, an assist to Lewandowski with Lewandowski scoring the header. I'm like, this is fantastic. This is exactly what we were needing. Now, here's the thing. When Yamal came in for Rooney Bardi, I'm not also trying to say that, there was a huge difference between Rooney Bardi and Lamine Yamal because Rooney Bardi did spectacular in the minutes that he was given. In those like 60 minutes, I think that Rooney Bardi was seen as the one that completed the most dribbles, who completed the most offensive duels or something crazy like that. I haven't checked like the official stats, but Rooney Bardi was really that guy for the first 60 minutes before Yamal came in. He was like the only outlet of attack, and I did talk about this on X, and I said, you know in terms of Barcelona's overall attack, the synergy was not really that great. And I think that a lot of it had to do with Dro also starting in this match. The fact that, Dro was there to connect between the left winger and the right winger and also the striker. Dro, for some reason, looked a little too slow, very not in sync or not in tuned with the other players. And I think that is why we saw Lewandowski so frustrated. He's like, bro, like, can we complete at least one attack? Can we work together at least one time? And nothing was coming into fruition. And Barcelona did suffer a lot. And, they did what they could in the first 60 minutes, but it was a very individual game, I would say, for the attackers, for the starting players, right? In the first 60 minutes with Dro, with Rooney Bardi, with Rashford, with Lewandowski, very individual game. And because it was such an individual game, that is what led towards a player like Rooney Bardi really blossoming in this game. So no synergy, but because it was very individual, Rooney Bardi was able to take on the mantle and say like, okay, I'm gonna take the attacks here on my own. And Rooney Bardi was taking down many players, trying to shoot the ball from outside the box, trying to really find those attacking opportunities. And so that is why we pay 2 million euros for somebody like him, is to do things like this. And so I'm not trying to take away anything from Rooney Bardi. I think that he did a phenomenal job for the minutes and the situation that he was given. But when Lamine Yamal came in, he was just a whole other different monster, right? Like, he reminded us why he was second place in the Ballon d'Or. It's because Lamine Yamal, there's just some different magic to him. Like, when he takes down a player, Barcelona's in a whole other different situation, and the attacking play is clear. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, when he takes a player down, the rest of the defenders just don't know what to do next, and it makes Barcelona's offensive game plan and what they want to do and how they're going to put the ball behind the net like very clear. And so when Yamal made that assist to Lewandowski, I'm like, okay, we're back. We're back. Now, obviously, right, it was not the biggest goal margin, but Barcelona for sure held more possession as the game went by when Yamal came in. And it also made a huge difference to see Dani Olmo come in for Dro at halftime as well, right? Changes needed to be made. And overall, I think that I am excited with this game. Like, I think that when I saw this, I'm like, okay, I feel enthusiastic. I feel positive, and I think that these players can go into this match against PSG with a lot of confidence because you know what? Even though it did not end up being 5-1, 6-1, or whatever, I still think that the fact that we can say that we're in first place in La Liga now, right? Like what we talked about before, and they're 1 point above Real Madrid, we can safely say that we have managed to have one of the best starts to the season, right? In terms of like in top European football, the top 5 leagues, one of the best teams that has the best starts, it is FC Barcelona, right? We're at the top of the league. We're gonna go into this Champions League campaign and go up against PSG with massive confidence, with Yamal back, with Alejandro Balde going to be returning for sure, even though he did not play, and Eric Garcia had to play on the left back position, with Germardine coming out later in the game. Even though Balde did not play, I think that Balde is going to come into that match against PSG and come in with great enthusiasm. And let's do this, man. Like, the fact that we can say that we are now in first place in La Liga and we're going to go into the Champions League match, We're going to come in with a lot of momentum, a lot. So very much, these are the early reactions. These are my first few thoughts. I'm going to be talking about this later in a separate video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.